Hi, Rebecca. It's Randy and Raisa from Tokyo on a Friday night. Although this is one of the greatest cities in the world and the biggest city in the world, and there's a million and one things to do, we're sitting at home with the baby sleeping. So,
At
good evening
8:22 p.m.
at 8:22 p.m. So, we wanted to tell a little story about something that happened to us shortly after we moved to Tokyo. We moved into our apartment and we had a visitor coming. It was my mom coming for the first time, and we needed an extra bed. So Raisa ordered a bed online, and we had it delivered. And as it turns out, it was too big to get up our narrow staircase to the third floor. So anyway, we solicited our neighbor who was Japanese and had a beautiful family, a pretty Japanese wife and two little boys, to help us out to get a company to hoist up the couch that we bought. So I'll let Raisa continue from here.
So I wanted to thank them by giving them some sort of token for their help because we could never have gotten the job done without them. So on the day that the furniture was supposed to be hoisted into our home, I frantically ran to the grocery because it was the closest store, thinking I could get a little thank you card. And at the grocery store, I saw only about 3 or 4 different cards that you could choose from, and they all looked remotely similar. A white tri-fold card, looked like a piece of paper that was folded into thirds with a little ribbon on the front. Well, they were in different colors, gold, red, black, and I thought, well, I'm going to choose black because it's probably the most basic and uh, they're all kind of ugly anyway, but I didn't have any other options at that point. So I just needed to write a thank you note. So I pick up the gold thank you note and I run frantically back to the house because I know that the delivery company is supposed to be there, or the hoisting company, and I want to get this gift wrapped and so forth.
So anyway, we had my mom bring a bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey from the States since we moved from Tennessee, and that's where they make Jack Daniels.
And the largest consumer of Jack Daniels products are Japanese.
Right.
So we thought everybody in Japan loved Jack Daniels products.
So we come to find out that Jack Daniels in Japan is actually cheaper than you can buy it in the States because there's no federal tax in Japan.
But let me back up in the story just a tiny bit. I write out our little thank you note and I give it to our neighbor attached to the Jack Daniels bottle, which is actually, it was a nice Jack Daniels bottle. It wasn't your typical, it was more like a reserve Jack Daniels bottle in a nice box and so forth. So we present this to the neighbor and he kind of gives us a look like, arigato, thank you. And I don't even know if he said thank you, actually, come to think of it. And I didn't think much of it. And I looked at Randy after I gave him the gift. And I said, that was kind of a weird reception. Like, did you notice any kind of reaction? And Randy says, no, not really. He goes, I hope the guy drinks alcohol. Maybe he doesn't drink alcohol at all. I thought, it's possible. So a few weeks later, I'm doing a baby shower with a girlfriend of mine, and again, we're choosing cards for a gift. And I said, oh, here's that crazy card. Why are they tri-folded? And, these are the only cards I can ever find in the grocery stores. And my girlfriend looks at me kind of strange and says, what are you talking about? Thank you notes. And I said, cards to put on a gift. She's like, show me what you're talking about. So I take my girlfriend to where I had found the cards, and she looks through them and she goes, oh, you wish death on that family. I'm like, what? Well, in Japanese tradition, when someone passes away, typically you give the family this traditional white card with the black ribbon on the outside, and you put money inside it. And that is so you can help with funeral expenses and other expenses that incur while after the person's passed. In addition to that, we found out, as Randy was saying, that Jack Daniels is probably one of the least expensive items that you can buy in the country of Japan. And here we thought we were giving them like, an $80 equivalent of a US gift when essentially it was like what, 15?
Yeah, so that's how we thanked our neighbor who was very helpful in setting up a company to hoist a piece of furniture by wishing death on them with that card.
But we have many other stories like those, and we can't wait to tell them to you. So stay tuned, and we hope to talk to you more soon. Thanks.